Miss Vaughn coming to you from my in-home studio. Today I'm looking for my 2nd and 3rd graders. We are currently working on our balloon animal project. And this is where we left off last time. We were hoping our animals to dry overnight. And I wanted to let you guys know that if you look on the website that Miss Vaughn has created with the other specials teachers, there is a video introducing you to Jeff Koons. Now, Jeff Koons is an amazing American artist who creates sculptures of balloon animals and many other things. But he has such an interesting perspective on why he likes the balloons and the reflective materials that we're trying to create in our own artworks. So if you get a minute, you can enrich your learning and click on that video to learn a little bit more about Jeff Koons. He kind of inspired me for this assignment and experiment because I think it just brings a little bit of joy to everyone's life, and I think now is the time that everybody needs that joy. All right. Last time I saw you guys, we drew our balloon animals, we outlined them, we painted them, and this time what I really would like for you to first start out with is cutting them out. So let's go ahead and do that together. Take your time. These obviously are very detailed. They have a lot of turns and curves. So Miss Vaughn is going to first cut out all of the negative space I don't need. And I don't have to do that nicely. I can just get them out of the way. So that will be step 1, is just taking away the negative space, and then I'll go around it very carefully for the second time just to make sure that I get right up close to the edge and you don't see any of the white on the outside of my drawing. Capiche? Now that I've cut out most of the negative space, it's going to be really easy for me to go around and manipulate my paper with my non-drawing hand. And I can use my dominant hand that's holding the scissors just to control the cutting, which is opening and closing. Now, I don't know about you guys, but doesn't this look like a famous Pixar character? I wonder who? For you to cut out your balloon animals, and I said at the first video you could do either one really big one, 2 medium-sized ones, maybe it's 2 but one's bigger and the other one's smaller, or maybe even you choose to do 3 or more. But I'm only asking for 1 for your weekly assignment, okay? And then we've got to create some sort of background for our animals. And I obviously thought that like lime green would be really fun, and then I could create some silly background pieces. So if you want to do an optical illusion, you could do that. If you want to color with black Sharpie or cut black paper, go for that. But you know Miss Vaughn, I love color. So I'm actually going to be using some colored construction paper, and I think I'm just going to cut some shapes and put them out that way just because it's very simple, and I think I'm going to create some shadows for these as well. So I'm going to put these bad boys aside for a minute, and I'm just going to focus on the background. Alright guys, I've got some teal, some blue, and some pink. Let's see what we can come up with. Maybe I'll do stripes, you can create a really interesting background. I think I like the stripes the best, but it's completely up to you guys. So because I'm gluing paper on paper, I'm going to actually use Elmer's glue. I'm going to use the bottle, twist it open, turn it upside down, let the gravity do the work for you. Count to 3, trace your shape, and then flip it over, leaving enough room for the squish zone. Make sure it touches both edges and press in place. I'm going to do that for the rest of the page. Alright guys, so here is my background. Now I have to decide if I want my stripes to be horizontal or vertical. So this is all about creating the composition you like the best, and that's placing your artwork in a certain arrangement that you think is most appealing to the eye. Just a reminder, Miss Vaughn always suggests don't always put everything in the center, just because the person who's looking at an artwork with something in the center is going to look at it and go, interesting, and then they may move on. If you have things a little off center or in a corner, someone's going to look at that and go, I wonder why. And then that gives them more time to focus on your artwork and see what that may be. There may be a flow to your piece, or there may be some lines that stop the eye from moving across it. So play with your composition and see what you like. I'm going to let you look at some different options and see kind of what we come up with, and look at my process on how I choose to place things on an artwork. I think I like it this way because they're communicating or facing each other. The other way they weren't. So it's, again, the artist's choice, the artist's decision. But when you make that choice, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure before we glue everything down to check on your balloon animals, and just make sure there's no edge of white on the outside of the color. That's going to give away the illusion that we cut out our balloons and pasted them on a background. And I'm noticing on my giraffe, I have some little pieces that have white on the outer edge. You have some options. Option 1 would be merely cut it off, and option 2 would be take your markers and go back over it and hide that way, which I think is what I'm going to do. When Miss Vaughn teaches mixed media, I always try to make sure that the transition between materials is hard for the viewer to see, unless we want them to see it, and then we try to make it really obvious for them to know where those transitions are. As I'm looking over my cutting job, I've noticed I cut too much of the orange on this end. So I'm going to go back in with that marker on the edge and clean it up. And I'm going to take a peek at my purple and do the same thing. All right. Making sure those highlights are still there. Those were those white pieces that we outlined. If you want to, you can go in and erase the pencil marks, or you could leave them there. Attach my balloon animals to their background. Alright guys, so here's my Jeff Koons inspired balloon animal artwork, and I also put a link on how to make a balloon animal if you have balloons at your house, which is totally okay. If you want to, you could do shadows. Just make sure you decide where your light source is, and then where does that project the shadows of the animal. You can always expand on your artworks and make them catered and tailored to you versus my ideas. These are inspiration, and I hope you enjoy them. I look forward to seeing you guys turn them in. So you can either shoot me an email with a picture of your artwork. I would love for you to be in it, so something like this. And you could also send it through Facebook if you want to attach it to our classroom page, or even Twitter is a great place to put it. Just make sure you hashtag FVE at home. I hope to see you guys soon, and I miss you, so make sure you're keeping a smile on your face, and I can't wait to see you back in the studio again. Toodaloo!